We reviewed Acer Predator Helios Neo 16S and we talked about how valuable is that laptop. What about the higher end model with 5070 Ti? Hey everyone and welcome back to Binosha Tech channel. I'm Amin Khaliqi and today we are revisiting Acer Helios Neo 16S, or should I say Acer Predator Helios Neo 16S AI 2025 to see how well it can compete against the competition and is it a great value such as the lower end model or not. First, I should talk about the CPU and GPU decision on this laptop. This laptop has a Core Ultra 9 275HX processor along with NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti at only 115 watts. Previously, we conducted a full review of more budget-friendly version of this device which featured the same chassis with the Core Ultra 7 255HX processor along with NVIDIA RTX 5060 GPU at full 115 watts. In this segment, we aim to briefly cover the aspects of the new beast and share our main concerns about this laptop. First, we should address the slim contradiction. This is the biggest critique we had in our previous review. The word slim in this device is a big joke. When a laptop carries the slim moniker, we expect to see a thin and light product. That's not the case here. It seems the only difference between this model and the non-slim Neo 16 is a slight reduction in build quality to achieve a more competitive price. With its almost heavyweight, average build quality and poor battery life, this laptop bears no resemblance to truly slim and light laptops like Asus Zephyrus series or Gigabyte Aero X16, while its price is certainly more reasonable. The main question remains, if the laptop isn't slim, why is it named that way? One of the reasons for my critique about this laptop is the use of incredibly powerful and also power-hungry Core Ultra 9 275HX processor. This CPU delivers performance on par with previous generation's flagship, the Core i9 4900HX. This means you are buying a laptop with a 2025 processor, but its power is comparable to laptops from 2024 or 2023. Although the 5070 Ti is a major strength here, the processor feels completely out of place and unnecessary in this chassis. It's a powerful CPU, no doubt, but it doesn't belong in a body with thermal limitations and a slim claim. More logical choices like the Core Ultra 9 285H or even the HX370 from AMD could have created a much better balance between power, heat, and battery consumption. I know they are not as powerful as this CPU, but we have another model called Neo 16, which reviewed too with Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX. And if you want to make another model of that laptop with a slim moniker, you have to make it a slim with a slim package and good battery life. I mean, it can't be as powerful with its thermal limitations. So, about the graphic. The story is nearly the same when it comes to graphics card. NVIDIA gives manufacturers the freedom to set the graphics power, TGP. When a user is carrying an almost 3 kilograms laptop, they don't expect the TGP to be limited at 115 watts. You expect a power limit of around 140 watts or even 125 watts like Asus Zephyrus models, which is the competition to this laptop, or even Asus ROG G614 FR with AMD and 5070 Ti at the same price. These limitations means a significant portion of the RTX 5070 Ti's immense potential goes to waste. So what about the benchmarks? We tested Cinemesh R23 in this laptop and we got almost 28,000 scores in multi-core, which is not a low score, but it is low compared to other Core Ultra 9 275HX processors. It is not the worst CPU benchmark, but it is the worst in terms of this exact CPU model. It's the same story for Cinemesh 2024 and we got more than 1750 scores in multi-core, which is okay, but it is a bit low compared to other laptops with this CPU. As for the single core, I was happy with the result at 136 points, which is good. We tested Geekbench 6 in this laptop and we got an amazing 19,000 scores, which is good. For the Time Spy, which is a GPU demanding benchmark, it shows showed us how well 3D applications and game can run in this laptop, and we got almost 15,600 scores, which is a good score for this laptop, but the CPU and GPU limitations couldn't let this CPU and GPU to work at their best. And we are seeing about 10 to 15% less powerful components compared to other laptops with this exact CPU and GPU. As for Steel Nomad, we got 3,500 scores, which is okay. And for the Blender, we got 4,800 scores, more than 4,800. I mean, this score in Blender just show us how well it can perform in this kind of workloads, and it is a good option for 3D artists or something like that because it has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. I know the TGP is limited, but you can get one of the best performances at this price if you are a 3D artist in Blender or programs like this. We also tested the SSD speed on this machine, and we got 7 gigabytes, almost 7 gigabytes for the read and 6.5 gigabytes for the write, which is great. I mean, this is one of the best scores you can get at this price range. As for Adobe Premiere, we got 3 minutes and 18 seconds of render time in Adobe Premiere. Thanks God that we have 32 gigabytes of RAM on the default model of this laptop when they are shipping. Unfortunately, some laptops with the new CPU and GPUs in 2025 are having problem with Adobe Premiere when we are using Adobe Premiere with 16 gigabytes of RAM. But if you are upgraded already to 32 gigabytes or 64 gigabytes, you should be happy and you're not gonna get into problems we see in other laptops. In Adobe After Effects 2, we got great results, 3 minutes and 55 seconds, which is great. We tested some games in this laptop too, like Cyberpunk 2077 in 7 different scenarios, and we can get up to 160 FPS, which is great. I mean, I know we have fake frames here, but at least we can get 160 FPS in average with this laptop, which is a good, I think, frame rate. But if you don't want to count the fake frames, we are looking at 27 frames per second in average, which is okay too. We tested Rainbow Six Siege in 6 different scenarios too. We got up to 221 average FPS in Ultra Plus, up to 417 FPS, which is good. We also tested Fragpunk in this machine, and in 4 different scenarios, we got great results. But if you compare these frame rates to other laptops with this exact CPU, you can see that other laptops can perform a lot better because the CPU is limited in this model. We also tested Red Dead 2 in 2 different scenarios, and we got more than 80 FPS, which is great. Also, we tested Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and we got more than 140 FPS. We also tested Black Myth Wukong in 3 different scenarios, and we can get up to 80 FPS, which is great. And as for the Marvel Rivals in 2 different scenarios, we got more than 120 FPS in average, which is great. Thank you. And as for Call of Duty Warzone, this game is just not optimized. So, what's the verdict? Ultimately, the Acer Helios Neo 16 Slim specifications looks fantastic on the paper, and its benchmark results are decent. However, expectations for such a hardware combination are much higher. Placing such a power-hungry processor in a chassis that is supposed to be slim is a major engineering mistake. This device is neither light and portable enough to compete with Zephyrus or MacBook series, nor powerful enough to unleash its full hardware potential like Legion or Strix series, or even Acer Helios Neo non-slim models. So I can say for the price at around $22,000, $2,000, I can say this laptop worth buying. But if you found better deal on Lenovo laptops, Legion laptops, even Acer Neo non-slim laptops, or even Asus Strix laptops, and you want the full potential, you can get that models instead of this model. But if you want the best and portable laptop with these specs, I can suggest you to go for something like Lenovo Legion 5, Asus Zephyrus G16 with 5070 Ti or something like that, that can last a lot longer with less power hungry CPUs. So, what's your opinion about Acer Predator Helios Neo 16S? It has a long name. Tell us in the comments below, and if you had experience using Acer laptops, please share your experience and thoughts about Acer laptops so everyone can use your experience to see if they should buy this laptop or not. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.